Hello, and welcome to our channel Vedic Solutions, preparing for the coming of the Golden Age. And I'm your host, Harinama Chintamani. I would like to address something a little unusual today, and that has to do with the difference between subtle and spiritual. There are many people today speaking about the subtle realm and mistakenly using the word spiritual. And I feel that it causes a lot of confusion for people who do not have a foundation in the ancient Vedic literatures. So I'm going to speak about it in relationship to a topic that not everybody understands. And that is that in the same way as in the Vedas, there are sacrifices that can be performed with fire and auspicious substances like clarified butter and flowers, where one chants beautiful prayers and invites the Lord to come and give his mercy and his love. One can perform rituals for all sorts of ends, and some of them can be demoniac. So there's a great science of sound and how by chanting these prayers in a very specific way, certain meters, at a certain frequency. We're very familiar with the power of frequencies and how they can disturb the immune system, disturb the mind. But there are also frequencies that bring the mind rest and that uplift the heart. And those are the frequencies that we would like to acquaint you with. And one of those is the chanting of the Lord's holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The practice of regularly chanting the names of God will uplift us above the dark frequencies that those in demoniac positions are broadcasting all over the planet at this time. And they are also using certain sounds to open up portals to the lower planetary systems. This does exist. There are portals. Some people who speak about them call them spiritual gates. There's nothing spiritual about them. They have to do with subtle realms and the invitation of subtle, powerful beings to come up from the lower planetary systems so that they can utilize their energies to create havoc and domination of human beings. And that is going on now. I have direct experience of these things because I was brought to places where these rituals were going on, and they're very terrible. They sacrifice other living beings to invite these creatures from the lower planets. But please understand, this is not spiritual. This is part of the subtle material sciences. And all of this information is there in the Vedic literatures. These demoniac elements have been there since the beginning of creation. This is not something new. But in this time period of Kali Yuga, which we are in now, which is called the age of violence, hypocrisy, and quarrel, instead of there being a foundation in human society which gives people an understanding of God and their relationship with God and how to purify their life, everything is topsy-turvy. Everything is opposite. Those who have captured high positions are leading people off a cliff, engaging in allowing people to see very demoniac presentations. Even recently, there was a large sporting event with the most demoniac presentation. Why is that being allowed? Why are millions of people and children being exposed to these kinds of things? Because by broadcasting them and putting these frequencies out there, we start going into lower and lower vibrations ourselves, so that we are not attracted by that which is godly and uplifting. People are constantly engaged on different devices, and because they're feeling anxious, instead of reading something uplifting or chanting the names of God to feel better, they're simply scrolling and scrolling. But what does that do? It creates more and more impressions in the mind. So right now we are on a spiritual battlefield, and it's very, very important that we begin to become aware of the frequencies that are being broadcast in music and in so many different videos. Self-reflect during the day what you listen to and how does it affect you. Did you just watch a movie or listen to a song and right after that snapped at a friend or a child or your spouse? Did you suddenly find yourself feeling like you wanted to engage in an activity that was unhealthy? Become aware and self-reflective. This great science of how to uplift ourselves to that transcendental platform is made available through the science of Krishna consciousness, God consciousness, Christ consciousness, through these ancient Vedic literatures which Srila Prabhupada gave his life to translate. So we have many resources. You will find them on several of our websites, purelyprabhupada.com and purelyprabhupada.org. We hope that you will take advantage of them, and take the time to begin implementing some of these wonderful processes daily, reading, chanting the names of God, so that you too will feel uplifted and enlivened above the chaos that is existing in the world at this time. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.